Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, I'm John, this is many a intruder to welcome to Crime Scene Investigators. Now I'm aware it says Scene Investigators on screen right now. I assume somebody already owned the trademark for Crime Scene Investigators. But like, with a free hand, this game absolutely would have been called Crime Scene Investigators. Because it is, would you believe, a crime scene investigation game, and I mean a proper one. I'm gonna have to piece together various bits of evidence myself using deductive reasoning, and I suspect this may not go well, actually. I have been known in the past to come to wildly inaccurate assumptions based on the evidence presented to me. Okay, the year is 2004, we are in New York, and we've got a crime to solve, and to be precise, yes, what we're actually doing here is trying to answer a certain number of questions that are given to you depending on what the case is. So, on this particular occasion, using the information I gather in this apartment, I need to figure out 1. Who broke into the apartment, 2. Who was present during the break-in, that can of course be more than one person, 3. Who was killed, and 4. Who's the killer. So, okay, I just need to look around this apartment and put it all together. And the apartment is like, really not that big. We've got ourselves, yes, the entrance hallway right here, going straight into the living room. Side kitchen right over here, and okay, I think I found where somebody was killed. Gotcha, though obviously we can't tell who it was precisely. And then footprints. Okay, something's going on here, in fact. Oh. Open window. Footprints going from the window into the house. So, right. Most likely, point of entrance right here. Let's just shut the door if we can. We can't shut the door. Okay, that stays open. Step 1, let's figure out who cooking lived here, because... okay. 1 pair of shoes. Size 9.5. Potentially going to be of interest, but yes, there's not like, that many shoes here. That suggests not many people live here, but also... right, clear signs of a baby, toys, etc, etc. It could potentially be a single parent. 1 person lives here, hence not that many shoes. 1 crib in the same room. Home office, possibly they work from a home, and... okay, this area is not accessible during this particular scenario, because yes, this area might be used in other scenarios too. So, okay, working theory, when it says like, who was present during the break-in, yes, it could well be whoever the parent is, and also the baby. Diary on the table just as you come in, so 2004, as we were saying, looks like, yes, a diary pertaining to the baby, basically just recording, yes, how they ate, slept, went to the bathroom, etc, etc. Presumably this is something new parents do, in order to, like, track progress when the baby's eating well or not, for example. Nothing we can particularly get out of this aside from, yes, the baby is a girl and her name is Sarah. Presumably, yes, it's only 1 baby. Right, keep on keeping on, we've also got... feed milk at 3 PM, give second bottle at 7:30 PM, reminder milk is in the fridge, carry the baby monitor. Oh. So potentially, yes, the parent is not present at the time. Yes, it could have been a babysitter. This feels like a note you would leave for a babysitter. Nothing written on the back, always check the flipping back. So, right. Just because there is a parent, it doesn't mean that, yes, they were the one here at the time. Check the calendar. Okay. Sarah's birthday. We know that's the baby. Also, I just noticed that, yes, I can get right down on the ground. So, okay, there may well be stuff hidden under other bits and pieces. I may need to, be on the lookout for stuff that's fallen under other stuff. 1 more note right over here. Hang about, zoom on in. 1 diamond wedding ring. Okay. Brenda Sherman has signed that. Well, bare minimum, we might have a motive here. Why would you break into this apartment? Well, if somebody knew there was, a very expensive wedding ring floating around, they might be flipping tempted. Okay, let's work under the assumption the parent was out and the babysitter was here. Story sort of checks out here. What we've got is, yes, babysitter is sitting right here, watching the TV, eating some strawberries, has the baby monitor right next to them. Nothing particularly noteworthy about that, and, okay. That doesn't change the fact that, oh, hang on. Okay. In here, in the office, let's start, you know, putting together the actual crime scene bit of the scene, because... Okay. There's a bullet. If I'm supposed to be able to figure something out by the bullet, I don't know how bullets work, but, like, yeah, bullets, those come out of guns, that's true. Okay, based on everything we've got here, the bullet is in the wall there. The body has fallen here. Blood splatter, blood splatter. That would suggest that maybe, just maybe, killer breaks in, knowing that, you know, the parent is out, clumps around into here, starts, like, you know, going through the desk or whatnot, babysitter hears what's going on, decides to come and investigate, walks around the corner, says, "Who the hell are you?" The intruder draws a weapon, fires, bullet hits the wall right there, person immediately falls down. That would be the babysitter. That's entirely possible, okay. Trying to see if, yes, we can, like, you know, back that up a bit. In particular, if the killer breaks in, yeah, goes through the bedroom, making it to here, what are they looking for? Is it maybe the diamond ring? Well, if so, why would they, like, you know, come in here? This isn't a logical place to keep a diamond ring, and that would be, like, you know, the bedside table. Surely you'd check that drawer first if that's what you were after. Especially as, speaking of which, okay, right by the window here, there's a safe. Okay. Pile of cash. Quite a lot of cash, actually. And we've got ourselves, hang on, this is, here we go. Sarah Peterson. Right. Child, female, birth is single, no twin or anything. Okay. Born, yeah, 22nd of July, 2003. Right. Father of child is Clyde Kent. Mother, Brenda Sherman. Right. Now this is important. So, right. The question is, yes, how many people live here? And yes, if the child is Sarah Peterson, that would suggest that these two were married. So, Clyde Kent Peterson, Brenda Sherman. But a good chance they were out maybe together. Sarah Peterson is probably present, but we need to figure out the name of the babysitter. And next door in the safe as well, we've got, yes, another birth certificate here. So on this occasion, Greta Peterson. Born, however, yeah, more like 7-8 years ago. Okay. Same parents, same everything best as I can tell, so... Right. Interesting. The kid presumably would live here as well. Then we've got a handful of ammunition. One Etch-a-Sketch, weirdly. Slight issue, mind. There's the ammo. Where's the gun? And yes, it's possible this door here is to Greta's bedroom, child number 2. So, it's possible that, yes, baby was here, next to babysitter. Maybe, I'm not sure. In which case, yes, this can't be Greta. The outline's too big. That can't be an 8-year-old child. Okay, more likely scenario. The second baby monitor is right here. That would suggest that, yes, the babysitter had put the baby down in the cot and was simply watching TV with the baby monitor in front of them. That makes sense based on the available evidence. And speaking of Greta, okay, we've got, you know, crayons down here, we have got maths homework, so... Okay. The child definitely still lived here, and... if you were born in 1996, and it's 2004, and you're just, you know, answering a pop quiz where you're getting 98 times 19 correct. That's a cocky and clever 8-year-old. Right, get down on the floor over here, because we've also got... Okay, that'll be what's-his-face, Clyde and Greta. Too old to be, yes, Sarah. And we've also got ourselves... oh dear. Right. a light beer down on the ground next to the small table where your daughter does, you know, her homework. Not cool, Clyde, not cool at all, dear flipping dear. Potentially of interest, though, right by the entry point. Hang about. We've got ourselves an actual... Oh, did you drop something important by any chance? So, okay. Ale. Smokes. Fine. So you bought, yes, some booze. Hang on, was that the same ale we just saw by, yes, the homework station? Then one Metro Pass, but though there's some IDs on it, no name or anything I can use by the looks of it. And one library card, but no signature. I feel like I should be able to get, you know, something out of this information, but nothing for the time being. And then... Okay. 860, 806, 680, 608. Why would you be trying what looks like the same address over and over again, just slightly scrambled? Okay. We've got a bit of a mystery here. Oh, hang on, I see what's going on here. Right, you guys had, like, you know, an indoor plant bed right by the window. So, yes, lavender, oregano, etc., etc. So, okay, gotcha. You weren't expecting that, you kind of stumbled on your way in and also got yourself all muddy-like, and, here we go. AM Ale. Possibly, yes, our guy came in already drunk. He might have dropped this here on his way past, stumbling to, yes, recover his balance as he tripped over the planter. And one more thing of note here, right by the bed in the same room. Okay. I did well in my tests, I studied hard, I still have 2 more tests to go. I want to show Mummy and Daddy, and maybe they'll become happy if they see how smart I am. But Mummy was angry and said Daddy wasn't coming home. Did Daddy get a timeout? This was June 2004, so about a month ago. Alright, June 20th. I miss Daddy. Sometimes I smell his favourite bottle just to remind myself what he used to. Oh. Oh dear. Right. So her dad got drunk a lot. That would be why, yes, they separated. And the kid literally liked smelling ale because that's the only smell she associated with her dad. Oh, that's cocking sad. Okay, June 25, Mommy is so busy I don't really like having babysitters. If only Daddy and Mommy could make up, but it's too late. They're liars. They told me I always need to make up with my friends when we fight. They told me to forgive Sarah whenever she takes and breaks my stuff. They don't make up. Even though they aren't together anymore, I still hear them fighting over the phone. Mommy says she's going to keep Daddy away from us. Daddy says he's going to rescue us from Mommy. Why can't they just stay together? Right. So, let's start putting this together here. This is, yes, the one she kept because she just wanted to be reminded what her alcoholic dad smelt like. However, yes, this over here, unrelated. However, it is someone who, yes, recently bought a 6-pack of the same alcohol. Now, it's just a deduction, but it feels like, yes, the dad was the intruder. If he was drunk at the time, that would explain how, yes, he was a bit clumsy when he came in. It also explains how he got into a safe. He actually, yes, knew the combination. It was originally his safe until fairly recently. And finally, we get back to the shoes. Why are there so few shoes here? Because, yes, it's not 2 adults anymore. It's only 1. Question, though, why is, yes, this entire period marked in yellow? Like, I'd guessed indicated holiday from work or something, but yeah. If so, what's the significance? Oh, also I got this wrong, didn't I? Serene Jewelry and Loans. She wasn't buying a wedding ring. She was selling it. Right, she just sold her own wedding ring to try and keep up with her bills. Oh, this is just getting sadder and sadder. Right, did say loans at the top right there, John. Okay, but one bit of good news here. We've got, yes, a consent form pertaining to, by the sounds of it, yes, the elder daughter Greta Sherman going to Camp Sunshine. Now, it doesn't give us the date she's going to be away at Camp Sunshine. However, Camp Sunshine. Right. If we're really lucky, Greta was not here during this entire situation. Okay, so, I'm pretty sure that yes, it was the dad that broke into the apartment. The person present during the break-in would have been the babysitter and the baby. The mum was away at, yes, work for the time being. The elder daughter, she's at camp. The babysitter gets killed, having disturbed the drunk dad. The dad's the killer. Now, I know the name of the dad, but I don't know the name of the babysitter. So, right, the room we haven't properly gone through yet is this, like the home office, study, etc., etc., and, oh dear. Potentially, yes, were you going through a jewelry box when you were disturbed? So this makes sense. He comes in. He knows where the jewelry box is kept because he used to live here. Babysitter comes in. Bang, bang, a dead babysitter. Gotcha. Okay, what we do have is one bullet. Zoom in. Is this a 9mm? Okay, it says 9mm on it. So that stacks up with, yes, the gun that was in the gun safe that presumably he had on his person when he was arrested. Or alternatively, if he's not been arrested, he fled with, having taken it out of the safe. One more diary here as well. So formula, diapers, okay, Sarah's vaccination, she was a baby, fine, Greta, more paint, sign Greta's forms, buy new Tupperware. On top of that, we've got ourselves, yes, there we have a whole bunch of names here. How am I supposed to figure out which of these names is going to be the babysitter? Okay, the laptop is open. So, right, let's see what we've got here. altohomecare@email.com, sent a few weeks ago. Your schedule changed slightly with the care centre being understaffed at the moment. We'll have to ask you to come in on Wednesday and Thursday. The hours will remain the standard hours of 1 to 7. Right, this will be why she had to sell the ring. Her hours were being cut back at work. She's probably like a carer of some description. Right, keep on keeping on. So, changes to your NYMB. Possibly New York something bank account. So, received a request to change your address and name. We've processed the change to your address. 608 High Crest Street apartment. Okay, so presumably that's where we are. Number 401 in that building. However, in order to properly have your name changed, we'll have to ask you to stop by a local branch with a legal government-issued ID. Presumably changing her name back to her maiden name after the separation from her husband. Again, this is, yes, a bit of time ago, so, yeah. 608. Somehow, by the sounds of it, the dad sort of figured out roughly where she lived, but had to sort of figure it out step by step, like maybe he'd seen it written upside down or something. Right. stacy.a.d@email.com. I won't be able to help you, I'm out of town for most of July. However, I do have a good friend. Okay, her number, 212-888-2853. That will be the replacement babysitter, probably. And then finally, Loris1973@email.com. You did everything you could, there was nothing more you could have done. I'm glad it's over, I don't care if he stays in jail or not. He can rot in there for all I care. I feel like you need time to heal and to move on. If you need to talk or need help with the kids, you know how to reach me. Right. Let's focus on the babysitter. 212-888-2853. And there it is, 2853 at the end there, Lillian Choi. That will be the babysitter during the month of July. Right, let's just make sure we've crossed the T's and dotted the I's here. Nothing has, you know, been missed. In particular, we've got ourselves okay, an answer phone of some description. So, okay. What have we got here? Call to 911. Presumably. Okay. I mean, the dad wouldn't be calling 911 during the intrusion. Maybe the babysitter tried to call 911, but... intriguing. No messages or anything, but we can associate these numbers with people. So, okay. any of them repeated? No, they're all uniques. So 2013 up first. That is whoever Harold Jenkins is. In fact, that's true. All of these were made, like, you know, on the same day, presumably just before she went out to work for the last time before this whole nonsense happened. Which syncs perfectly with her work schedule. She works between 1 PM and 7 PM, assume a bit of commute time. Yeah, she had to leave at maybe 12:15 to make it to work, finishes at 7, doesn't get home until 8 PM. That's when the babysitter stays till. The last person she calls, right, the number ends in 29. That's Laurie Sherman, her sister, Greta and Sarah's aunt. Okay, 10 AM, yeah, 53, that's Lillian Choi, the new babysitter, presumably just confirming she can still make it. The other numbers, however, those don't match up with the contacts. And I can't find anything else it does match up with, so okay. Those could just be, you know, false friends, so you don't know who she's calling. But the important thing is, final call she made was to her sister. Whether or not she suspected something bad might be happening, who knows. Now, crucially... Okay, feel like I should have got to this earlier, but here's the murder weapon. I found the murder weapon. Just check if there's any, like, bullets in it. Give it a shake. Nope, seems to be empty. Good, 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 good. And that is next to one open drawer, so... Okay. Temporary restraining order. Right, Brenda Peterson, obviously, yes, using her lawyer. Stanley Colt, hang about over here. Yes, there we go, restrained person, Clyde Kent Peterson. He was the ex-husband, an additional protected person, Greta Peterson. So, okay, it's possible he came in attempting to, yes, kidnap her, but he didn't know she was at summer camp at the time. Okay, let's just run it through to make sure we're confident here. So, he comes in and forces the window, gets into the safe, takes the gun, or possibly takes the ammo, I don't know whether he already had the gun, walks through the bedroom, takes one moment to, yes, divert to the left to look at his youngest daughter, who's in the crib right now. He then comes in here, presumably he's aware that, yes, the mother is out at work. What he wasn't expecting, though, was the babysitter. Possibly because he's currently a bit on the drunk side, having recently bought, yes, a fair whack of alcohol, and that being the reason he got divorced. He starts going in this direction, starts coming over here, going through bits and pieces, possibly looking for his daughter, possibly looking to steal jewelry, possibly a bit of column A, a bit of column B. Babysitter, meanwhile, she's heard some sort of, you know, kerfuffle. She maybe panics for a second, doesn't know what's going on, but decides to confront the intruder regardless. Probably a bad idea, to be honest, but, then again, the only phone was in here. So maybe, just maybe, yeah, she tried to get in here to call 911, but he drew a gun and fired. Hit her there, she falls here. That feels like, yeah, that's got to be the order of play. It makes the most sense based on what we've seen. Okay, I've double-checked the spellings, and yes, Clyde Kent Peterson breaks in. He is also the killer. He kills the babysitter. And yes, Lillian Choi and Sarah Peterson, the baby, they're the ones who are present. So, let's see if I've got this right. Because, as it turns out, I'm a cocky, terrible detective. Okay, hang on. What's going on here? What have I missed? Okay, one thing that I will admit didn't make a huge amount of sense here, which is, yes, the telephone. Somebody dialed 911. Now, in my original version of events, that doesn't make sense. Babysitter comes in here to confront the intruder. Intruder is already over here, armed. Who the cock dials 911? Alright, in my version, the drunk guy pulls out the gun, shoots the babysitter, she falls down dead, he presumably at that point leaves. He wouldn't call 911, surely, unless he only came to get his daughter, but realised when someone had actually ended up dead, that yes, he probably ought to call an ambulance, but after calling the ambulance, he ran for it. It's possible, but it doesn't feel right, does it? And, John. Okay, hang on, I've just realised the biggest thing I just missed. This was never his house. He'd never lived here before. Of course he hadn't lived here before, because if he had lived here before, he would know the address. But he didn't, and we know he didn't. In which case, he couldn't possibly have got the gun safe open because he wouldn't have known the combination. I mean, it's possible she brought the safe with her from, like, you know, her previous apartment or whatever, but if the entire point was she had a gun so she felt safe against her ex-husband, she wouldn't use a safe he knows the cocaine combination to, would she? Okay. Only one person would know the combination, and that would be Brenda herself. Right. Right. These events happened later in the day than I thought they did, didn't they? That's the only thing that makes any sense whatsoever. She did have a babysitter present that night, but that doesn't mean the babysitter was still here. If the events took place after 8 PM, the babysitter might have already gone home. Okay, let's run this again. Brenda's already home for the night. She's chilling out, enjoying, like, you know, a meal of strawberries, watching the TV. She hears someone break into the apartment. The person breaking into the apartment comes over in this sort of a direction. Brenda hears the commotion and decides to, yes, sneak into her bedroom. She opens the safe because she's the only person who could have opened the safe, gets and loads the gun, and moves into here. Confronts her ex-husband, steps over to here, and reaches for the phone. Attempts to call 911, but yes, possibly it being a bit awkward to be pointing a gun at the same time as you're operating a phone, her husband might have, yes, taken a very ill-advised drunken opportunity to move towards her. She fires, he falls. It's not the babysitter who's dead, it's him. Okay. The time on the phone says 11:35. But that's the current time looking at this here clock. That's not the time the call was made. The only thing I might have overlooked there is, yes, John, it's mid-July. It's possible that, yes, we're supposed to deduce this happened late enough in the day that it was dark because he fell over. Though I feel like, yes, if he was potentially drunk and breaking into an apartment he'd never entered before, it's entirely possible he could have, like, you know, slipped over anyway. Like, okay. Was the babysitter still present? Balance of probabilities, no. She gets home, says, hey, I'm home now, here's your money, you can go. Unless I'm supposed to read this as, yes, there were two people sitting next to each other on the sofa. One eating this here chocolate bar, one eating the strawberries, but okay. Let's work under the assumption the babysitter in fact had already left. So yes, it was definitely her ex-husband who broke in, but he was the one who was killed because she's the only one who can have access to the gun. That was the crucial bit of evidence. Unless it is a catastrophically unfortunate coincidence that he arrived at the exact moment when both the babysitter and the mum were present. Yeah, if she's home, the babysitter's going to have gone. So, Brenda Sherman, back to her, yes, maiden name at this point. Sarah Peterson, they're both present, the baby's never going to leave. Greta's definitely still away, we're certain of that. But yes, beyond that, submit these answers and I'm still not right! Oh, hang on, Gabe, you better not be penalising me just because I didn't say that, yes, he was present during the break-in, when I've previously stated he was the one who literally broke into the apartment and was killed. Like, I kind of took it as read that he was present during the break-in, but if I get 4 out of 4 now, I'm going to be very annoyed. So, I'm finally a good detective. Okay, that last bit, not my fault. So there we go. That there is one of our handful of scenarios you can explore in Scene Investigators, and you know what? I kind of love it, just because I'm so sick of video games telling me, here's a crime scene, search for clues, and what it means is search for the one really obvious thing that gives you the answer, alright? I appreciate a scenario where I actually have to go through everything, put together a timeline of events, etc, etc. It's just, it's so cooking refreshing. So, Okay, I could be tempted to do a bit more of this. Let me know if you'd be interested, and maybe we'll see it in some form or another. We shall flipping see. But in the meantime, I've been John. This has been Many a True Nerd, and this has been the excellent Scene Investigators. Thank you very much, and goodbye.
Now I kind of want to see if I can shoot something out of midair, so... and... It turns out I'm a genius at guns. Why is it beeping? What's beeping? Oh, my health, because I'm about to die. Everything's fine. You stay the flip down. I wasn't emotionally ready for any of this.